Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Sharon Beaumont, the Blue Zone Junkie, and if this is your first time here, welcome to our moai. Today what we're going to be doing is we are going to create a longevity grazing board inspired by all the foods of the Blue Zones. I'm sure you've all seen that it's very trendy to have grazing boards or charcuterie boards. It's a nice thing to put out when you have guests or to take to a party. And what I like about creating this special Blue Zone inspired grazing board is that if you get invited to go somewhere, it can always be tempting to snack on things that you might not want to eat. And now that everyone's going out and socializing again, what a better way to celebrate living a Blue Zone lifestyle than to show up at your friend's house with a beautiful grazing board full of longevity healthy foods. Initially, when I gathered all of my Blue Zone foods together, I thought I would try to put it together on this 9x10 cheese board. Once I look at everything put together, it looks like there's a lot of food. So it might overlap. I might end up using this wooden cutting board, but we'll just see. You can use anything. You can use a tray, a plate, a cheese board, a cutting board. This is going to be very simple and very rudimentary because I am no pro, but let's just have fun and put together a bunch of healthy, nutritious, delicious foods that you can enjoy. So I turned to inspiration to my favorite cookbook, The Blue Zone's Kitchen by Dan Buettner, which if you have not looked at or own, you should. Full of amazing recipes, but equally as beautiful are the pictures by David McLean. And at the back of the book, what they've done is they have listed the top longevity foods in each of the 5 Blue Zones. I went through and chose foods that would be nice to serve on our grazing board. We are going to start in Sardinia, and the first thing that we're going to put on our plate is some fresh fennel. Now I know I have a listener named Joe who debates with me that fennel is not delicious, so I will leave that up to you because I think it's lovely and Joe doesn't agree. I was very fortunate, actually, so I had got this fennel at the grocery store. It's all right, but then I was lucky that a friend gave me this delicious fresh fennel grown locally only about 20 minutes from where I live. So I'm very excited to chop this up. And these beautiful green fronds on the end, we can use those maybe later as a decoration. So all I've done is cut it up and I'm gonna place that on the board. The next addition to our grazing board is going to be some beautiful sourdough bread, also very popular in Sardinia, Italy. One of the nice things about sourdough bread is it's really nice for dipping or spreading. I'm just gonna take 2 pieces and cut them up, and I'll arrange those. And sourdough is made from whole wheat and live lactobacillus instead of yeast, which gives the bread its lower glycemic index. So that's what makes sourdough bread so beautiful. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some olive oil on our longevity grazing board. Olive oil will be a nice complement to the bread. It's always nice to dip a fresh bread. And I'm going to top that with a little bit of rosemary, which is also eaten in Sardinia. That looks beautiful. Olive oil has many longevity benefits, including anti-inflammatory properties and healthy monosaturated fats. And we're gonna couple that with the rosemary, which is often picked fresh in Sardinian gardens, helps enhance memory, improve digestion, and prevent brain aging and cancer. You can't go to Sardinia, Italy without tomatoes, one of the top longevity foods in Sardinia. And I was able to find this nice small baby tomatoes, and it was assorted colors. I've got some red, I've got some orange, and I'm just gonna place them, just a couple of them around our board. Look at it, it's looking beautiful already. And tomatoes are a rich source of vitamin C and potassium and are used to make sauces that top Sardinian breads and pasta dishes. So yes, we might even be able to cut a tomato in half, dip some of our sourdough bread in the olive oil and top it with a tomato. Never thought of that. Okay. So I think we are done with the contribution from Sardinia. Next, we are going to go to Okinawa. So for the foods from Okinawa, I decided to do a tofu bite, and I'm gonna add a couple of those. The way I did the tofu bites was to cut the tofu into cubes, and I just basically marinated it in a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, a generous shake of turmeric, which is also one of the top longevity foods from Okinawa. So I cut that into cubes, tossed it, put it on a baking pan and roasted it for about 20 to 25 minutes. So now I'm just going to add a couple of the tofu bites to our tray. And what I will do is go ahead and stick them with a toothpick, and that way it will be easier for your guests. Tofu is eaten in Okinawa like a bread in France. Studies show that people who eat soy products in place of meat have lower cholesterol and a lower risk of heart disease. Fantastic. I marinated my tofu bites with turmeric, which is ginger's golden cousin. It's a powerful anti-cancer, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory agent. So those tofu bites really pack a punch of nutrition. The last ingredient I'm going to add to our board from Okinawa is some seaweed. I found these seaweed sheets in my local grocery store. So my thought was that I would just break them up, put them on the side. And if you haven't eaten dried seaweed, it's, I think, an acquired taste, but it's a little bit salty, and I think it would complement nicely with some of the other foods on our tray. So I'm just going to, it is really just like a rice paper almost. And I'll just find a little spot here, maybe on the corner, for our seaweed. Starting to look nice. Seaweed in general provides a filling, low-calorie nutrient boost to the diet. They are rich in carotenoids, folate, magnesium, iron, calcium, and iodine. Now we move over to the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, which is beautiful if you haven't been. I love it there. The inspiration for the grazing board was these corn chips. So these are actually corn tortillas, and what I did is I just brushed each side with a little bit of olive oil and coated them with some salt. And you can either put them in the oven on some parchment paper. Alternately, if you'd like, you can fry them, which adds a little bit more fat and calories, but I'll leave that up to you. So we'll just set those tortilla chips right there. And we're gonna put a little bit of cilantro on our tray as a garnish, one of the top longevity foods in the Nicoya Peninsula. Corn is used to make tortillas, which I purchased and then cut into these chips. They're eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It increases the body's ability to absorb calcium, iron, and minerals. So a perfect choice. And cilantro. It's an herb used in many Nicoyan dishes. It's known to help lower blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. It also aids in digestion. Perfect for our grazing board. We'll just go and pop some to give a little color. Maybe put some in the tortilla bowl. And you know, you can just play around this. You may be a little more artistic than me, but arranging it is kind of fun, trying to fit everything on. But it's starting to look beautiful. Next, we move over. Did you hear that? So as I stand here preparing, I'll have to show you a picture of what's looking up at me. These two little guys. Hello. They stand there hoping something's gonna fall off the counter. All right, so next we are moving on to Ikaria. Chickpeas, one of the top longevity foods in Ikaria, and beans, particularly chickpeas and black-eyed peas, are eaten like a snack or added to soups and stews. Though chickpeas can be high in fat, nearly all of it is unsaturated. And I've roasted them and turned them into these delicious little savory, crunchy, delicious snacks. So check out that recipe on thebluezones.com and make a batch for yourself. I've also sliced up some lemons and put it on our tray. They can be used as a garnish, and they can also be squirted on top of the chickpeas for a little extra flavor. Lemons are eaten whole, skin and all in Ikaria. Wow, I've never done that. The peel may have a beneficial impact on blood glucose, helping to control and prevent diabetes. So squirt on the lemon. And finally, we are going to head over to Loma Linda, California. My inspiration from Loma Linda was basically nuts, because in all the blue zones, people eat nuts, and usually the serving size suggested is about a handful a day. So again, I just went and got a couple of different nuts from my local grocery store. I have some almonds, and I'm I'm gonna go ahead and pour those on. And I also have some walnuts, which interestingly are peanut free. So it's hilarious that that would be on the package, but I guess there's a chance, I don't know. All right, so again, I'm just gonna take some of these walnuts and place them all about on our platter. Can mix them in there with some of the almonds. And really you can just get crazy and creative and do whatever you like. It's kind of fun. Okay, and the last thing I'm gonna add is this beautiful block of pecorino cheese. Pecorino cheese isn't listed as one of the top longevity foods in Sardinia. However, it is a hard, salty Italian cheese, often used for grating, and it's made with sheep's milk. The name pecorino simply means ovine or of sheep in Italian. So that is the final compliment to my grazing board. I am actually really happy with the way it turned out. So I'm gonna take 2 minutes, maybe 5. I'm gonna clean up and I'll be right back. So there we have it, my friends, our Blue Zone inspired longevity grazing board. I'm super happy how it turned out. I love the fact that every one of the Blue Zones is represented in some way. And now all that's left is to enjoy this beautiful presentation with some friends. And don't forget to add a glass of CANNONAU wine or fresh lemon water. In Sardinia, CANNONAU wine is on the top longevity food list. So I thought I'd share with you that it is a distinctive red. It's made from sun-stressed Grenache grapes. Sardinians drink an average of 3 to 4 small glasses a day. So I wasn't able to find that particular wine where I live, but from what I understand, it's a dry red wine. Here's to our Blue Zone Moai. Here's to Wine at 5. I hope you're inspired to do something similar. If so, I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below. I had so much fun putting together this grazing board. It was actually really easy and really fun, so get creative. Find your favorite Blue Zone foods. Put something together, downshift, share this beautiful longevity grazing board with friends or people that mean a lot to you. Harahachibu, of course, and I will see you next time. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. For more on the Power 9, just head over to this video, and I hope to see you next time. Be healthy, be happy, and get out there and live a Blue Zone life. Bye-bye.